Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sakura Angels. Let's dive right in, shall we? It isn't long before we arrive back in my house. And I can happily say we ran into no more monsters or crazy scythe-wielding girls along the way. I can't believe I even have to take them into consideration now. What has my life become? Reaching the front door of my house, however, I'm posed with a problem. Well, you're posed with two problems, actually. One, the game audio appears to not be working. Whoops! No, don't turn off auto. Well, the audio is on. Maybe it's just a quiet part of the game. These two girls insist on protecting me, and were just about to follow me straight into my house before I realized they were still there. Oh, there we go. Somehow, I get the idea my parents might be opposed to me bringing in two complete strangers. Girls, at that. Plus, that would just lead to a whole new line of questions from them, and I'd rather not get them involved in this mess too. So it took a while, and a lot of negotiating, and I really mean a lot. I was pretty much on my knees at one point, but I was able to persuade them that I'd be perfectly safe in my house. They finally withdrew for the night, giving me some much-needed room to breathe. They did say they wouldn't be too far away, though, if I ever needed them. And that worries me. I close the front door and almost collapse against it with drawn out sigh. Any borrowed strength I might have had up until this point draining from me completely. What a day. My head aches. My arms throb. My legs feel like they're about to give way. And your parents don't see you crashed against the door, throbbing and shaking? I can't believe I'm even still standing after all that. The smell of food is heavy in the air, the aroma enough to make my mouth water. Ah, okay, they're in the kitchen. Oh, right. I think I had forgotten to eat today. I should probably fix that if I want any chance in surviving what tomorrow might bring me. Apparently, I'm just in time as the food is all set on the table, with my parents about to dig in. This short window of time in the evening is really the only chance I ever get to see my parents outside of the holidays. So I usually cherish these dinners and try to engage with them as best I can. But today, I can even hardly get a word out. I just sort of grunt in their direction before I collapse into the grunt into their direction, huh? Before I collapse into the dining room chair. As the meal goes on, the usual questions come up between us, such as how our days went and if I had been up to much. Huh. Despite looking completely shattered, I say it was just like any other day. I get concerned looks, but they don't have any reason to doubt me. Before long, dinner is finished. And after several extra helpings, I can't think of anything better to do than to call it an early night. I make myself excused and head for my room, my steps on it steady. I drop onto my bed, face first, the mattress giving out a groan. It can't be later than 9 p.m., and I already want to sleep. You got a nice bedroom. I didn't comment on that earlier, Kenta, but it's fairly well organized and a little bit color coordinated too, so... Is every day going to be like this from here on out? I hope not. While I could easily fall asleep in the current position I'm in, there's probably a good risk I might suffocate, so I might as well do things the proper way. If I have to. Ugh. I push up off my bed and go to close the curtains. Huh. Maybe I already fell asleep. As I went to close the curtains, my eyes are drawn to an amber glow down in my garden. A fire. A campfire, to be precise. I'll give you 3 guesses as to who that campfire might belong to. Yep. The two magical girls. Sayaka and Hikari seem to have taken it upon themselves to set up a little base camp in my back garden, complete with a tent and fire. I guess when they said they'd be close by, they really meant close by. I think they're trying to cook something, going by the pan over the fire. I didn't realize their lives were so rough, with how glamorous they generally look. No, they saw me. Sayaka gives an enthusiastic wave my way, taking her eyes off the pan. Yeah, okay, hi. I give a feeble wave back. Somehow I get the feeling I should be worrying about this far more than I am. But, whatever. This can wait until tomorrow. I can feel your sentiment, Kenta. I draw the curtains shut, right as whatever Sayaka was cooking in the pan ignites into a tremendous fire. I can just about hear Hikari's cry of terror through the window panes. Letting out one final mighty yawn, I flap backwards onto my bed, and it's not long before whatever semblance of consciousness I might have had left drifts into the night. Hopefully a hearty sleep gets us back into better spirits. Yeah, well, given the music, I would think so. Streams of light filter in from the curtains, rousing me out of sleep that I wanted to last forever. That's known as death, Kenta. I have half a mind just to turn over and wrap myself tighter in my blanket, but I guess I have enough to worry about right now without adding being late to school on top of everything else. Let's tackle the day, I guess. I roll out from under the covers and crash onto the floor with the grace of a sloth. Ow. On top of everything else still aching from yesterday, my head thumps once more, right on schedule. I really wish it would cut me a break. Just this one time. Starting from a crawl along the floor, I gradually pull myself up into a walk as if I was evolving in real time. I tug the curtains open. I look down at the garden to find it completely empty. Not a trace of a fire, the tent, or the girls. Maybe I really was dreaming last night? I mean, they couldn't really be as stupid as to camp in plain sight like that. The fire alone would be enough for the police to be brought down. It's one less thing for me to stress about, at least. Thank God. Right. I better not waste any more time, or I'm gonna miss my chance to have a proper breakfast like yesterday. Pawing at the dust around my eyes, I start for the bathroom. A nice hot shower should do wonders. I pull open the door to the bathroom and... oh, brother. The bathroom is occupied? What are you gawking at? Close the door! Sorry, my bad. I slammed the door shut, my heart an erratic mess. That was a close one. Wait a second. Something isn't adding up here. I swing the door open again? Kenta, you're bold, man. The sight taking away my breath once more, even though I know what to expect. Ah! What are you doing now? You I knew it. It is Hikari. And a rather undressed Hikari at that. She's caught like a deer frozen in the headlights, her entire body tensing up in a near statuesque pose. She's down to her rather wow, that's a interesting descriptive word. If you don't count the socks she was in the process of taking off. They match and everything. With how she's bent forward like this, my eyes can't help but grab... The descriptive words are a little bit much here. Gravitate to her rather ample, huge plots of land. Yeah. I'm snapped out of whatever daze I might have been in by her shrill tone. What was I doing again? What are you doing? Shut the door already. Wait. Shouldn't I be asking what you're doing in my house? What does it look like, genius? Now go away! Her face is beet red. She's practically trembling with anger, though still frozen in place. But how am I the one at fault here? Hey, now don't get mad at me. I don't remember giving you guys permission to freely use my house. Especially not the shower. Close the door. Not until you... Close the door! Kenta, you're digging yourself into a bigger and bigger pit here, man. Okay, but can you just... Her eyes give off a dangerous glow, the room rumbling ever so slightly with frightening power. I guess this can wait until afterwards. Yeah, it can. If I want to keep the house intact, at least. Okay. My bad. Really. Flashing an apologetic smile. Right. Yeah, that'll work. and laughing nervously, I bring the door to a close once more. As demonstrated last night, sometimes retreating is the best course of action. Well, after that little situation, I find myself downstairs, both of the girls present. Sayaka has the same cheerful grin as ever, while Hikari looks like she wants to grab the nearest sharp object she can and gut me with it. Again, that wasn't my fault. How was I supposed to know? So, do you guys want to explain yourselves? She tilts her head, giving me a confused look. Oh, come on. How can I be the only one to find something strange with this? Well, I mean, what are you guys doing in my house? Using my things, even? Oh, that's simple. Since we've been watching over you for a while now, we noticed that your parents always seem to leave really early in the morning, and that you're the only other one who lives here. So we figured it'd be fine if we just, let ourselves in to borrow the shower and stuff. So you pretty much broke into my house? Well, that's a bit of an extreme way to put it. We made sure to fix the window, Oh, what window? You did what? I quickly throw a glance about, looking for any windows in sight. No trace of a break-in, at least. Geez, what did they do? Throw a brick through one? I thought people who knew magic would be more subtle. See? It's all good. She tries her best to reassure me with her limitless optimism, her hands on her hips with a blinding smile. I can't say I mirror her enthusiasm, though. I bring a palm to my forehead, a headache beginning to set in. And, for once, I know the cause of this one. Is this really necessary? Can't you guys, magic yourselves clean or whatever? The deadbeat stare that her face changed to. I get cold stares from both of them. I said the wrong thing again, didn't I? Kenta, you always say the wrong thing. Just accept it. Kenta, our magic isn't some convenient tool we can use so carelessly in our everyday lives. Hikari finally speaks up, again, having gotten over her mini sulk. It takes a lot of energy to do something as simple as fly, and we always need to make sure we have energy in reserve in case of a surprise attack like last night. Do you really think it'd be a smart idea to waste that precious energy on something that could be so easily done with an actual shower? Fair point, but what I'm getting out of this is... So what you're saying is you could magic yourselves clean. Her eyes narrow. She takes in a deep breath, her cheeks puffing out dangerously. Why do I suddenly fear for my ears? Clean cut and to the point, Hikari. You're an idiot. She sighs instead, the air escaping in one long drawn-out breath of defeat. My eardrums are safe for another day. Whew. I catch a glance at the clock at the wall. All this drama has eaten up into my free time before school. If I don't start breakfast now, there will be no way I make it in time. You guys do whatever then. I'm gonna go make some food. I start for the kitchen, but Sayaka cuts me off, sliding in front of me. Her eyes almost sparkling as she leans forward. Oh, you don't have to worry about that. Let us make breakfast instead. Consider it our way of saying sorry for the little mess. Right, Hikari? She pulls Hikari in by the arm. What? I didn't agree to... I don't think I need to narrate that. She tightens her grip on Hikari's arm, a deadly edge behind her otherwise cheerful words. Okay. Letting them cook. I'm not so sure. Do you remember the pan from last night? Oh, what's the worst that could happen? He says, knowing exactly what the worst that could happen is. I don't see the harm in it, I suppose. She seems to mean well, and it would be nice to take it easy after all of this stress. Sure, go for it. Sayaka beams, making me feel confident in my choice. Oh, man. I think. You won't regret it. You just sit back and we'll have something amazing whipped up for you in a flash. With that, she spins on her heels and waltzes into the kitchen, dragging along with her a very reluctant Hikari. I take a seat in the connected dining room and ease myself into a chair. Her parents have pretty good color coordination going on too, with the chairs and the wall. This'll be fine, right? I'm waiting for the fire. It starts off well enough anyway. I hear plates and utensils clatter about, cupboard doors battering along. Do you even know what you're making? We'll worry about that later. Now put some of this stuff in here too. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Frantic chopping of vegetable sounds from behind me, mixed with Hikari's panicked yelps. Watch where you're swinging that thing. You're gonna take my head off. It's fine. Are you sure that goes with that? Sure it does. I have a creative eye for these things. Oh dear. It's really hard to do the voices when I'm laughing, grinning like an idiot. Is it supposed to go green? So we just put this on, like this. I hear the unsettling whoosh of flames. Just how are they putting it on, Matt? What do you think this stuff is? I have no idea. Oh well, it goes in anyway. Things go silent in the kitchen. I can't tell if that's a good or bad thing. I'm too scared to look. Is this really okay? Yep, this is how it's supposed to. Something explodes in the kitchen. Thick plumes of acrid smoke. Acrid smoke waft into the dining space. Put it out, quick, it's gonna spread. How do I do that? I don't know. Just try this. The roar of flames. I can see the flickering of amber in my peripheral vision. So we must be sitting in like this chair here, which is a fantastic spot to be sitting in. Nope. That made it That made it worse. How about this? Maybe. It might have worked. Or not. No more magic, okay? This time will work for no more magic. I don't know what else to do then.
もっと飛び散ったわ。
You're getting it everywhere. I hear water splash. A good deal of it. Like an entire bucket's worth of the stuff. The entire bucket's worth of the stuff.
終わったの？
I so hope they have a picture of this mangled mess. Please have a picture of this mangled mess. Is it over?
それにご飯も完成。
I think so. And look, the food is done.
それはどうかしら。
I really don't think
ご
that's...
飯はできたの。
I said the food is done. Oh, picture, please. Apparently done, cooking. The pair enters the dining space. Sayaka has a plate in hand, a good amount of steam, or maybe smoke, drifting from it.
お腹ペコペコだよね、ケンタ。いっぱい作ったよ。
I hope you're hungry, Kenta. We really went all out to make this, you know. She puts a plate before me, a sincere smile on her face. I guess she really gave it her all. But this can't be called food. Oh, it's, charred, burnt, crisp remains of what might have been food at some point sit on the plate. It feels like it might even be hazardous to breathe in this stuff. I can see Hikari lurking further back, clearly ashamed of whatever substance they have created. I guess this is my fault for letting them anywhere near the kitchen. I should take responsibility and... eat it. You have no choice. You know, Kenta, you gotta be the man. Suck it up, eat it, they tried hard. I have no choice, do I? I don't want to make her feel bad after she worked so hard to create whatever this is. Here I go, then. I give the substance a poke. It crumbles into fine powder at the slightest touch. Okay. I'm sure even though it looks absolutely terrifying, it can't be that bad. Maybe there's something good under all these layers of burnt stuff. I scoop up as much as I can that doesn't crumble away from my hold, and force it into my mouth despite all my instincts screaming at me not to. It's... Well, is it amazing or what? Sayaka leans in expectantly as I swallow it down. I think this must be what charcoal tastes like. I fight back the urge to choke and give her a smile and nod. Mmm.
本当？よかった。毎朝作ってあげるね。
Really? I knew it. You should let us cook for you every morning. Oh god, what have I done? And I still have an entire plate of this stuff left. These girls are clearly the real danger to my health and well-being right now. Breakfast soon comes to a close, with perhaps a more lively start to the morning than I'm generally used to. As much of a headache as they can be, that was actually sort of nice to not be completely alone in the morning. I wasn't about to tell them, though, or I'd only encourage their almost criminal behavior and just waltzing into my house like that. They didn't waltz in, they apparently threw a brick through the window. I head out for school, my two bodyguards naturally at my side. I'm almost sort of getting used to this. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. The journey to school goes by peacefully, not a monster in sight. Though I can't help shake the feeling that something is watching me. Maybe I'm just getting a little paranoid after, 2 attempts on my life have already been made. I'm sure it's all in my head. I arrive at school with time to spare. That's a first. Sayaka and Hikari keep close by my side. So very close. I practically feel the stares of my classmates, their looks ranging from resentful to jealous. I can't imagine what they must be thinking of this whole situation. Hey, look guys. What's up? You really have to stay so close to me? Kenta, are you complaining? I appreciate what you're doing and all, but I think I'll be fine in school. But what if... As long as you're close by, I should be fine, right? and I think it'd be hard for a monster to get this close to me in class without at least having caused some sort of commotion beforehand. Hikari falls silent. She narrows her eyes into a glare and folds her arms together, tossing her head to the
い
side.
いわ好きにしたら
Fine, whatever. She storms over to her desk and drops into the chair, her eyes straight forward, leaving me and Sayaka together. Did I upset her?
あ心配しなくていいっていつもああだから時間が経てば元通りだし気難しがり屋さんなの
Don't worry. She's always like this. Give it time and she'll be back to her, less grumpy herself.
彼女はあなたの安全だけを考えてるから
She only has your safety in mind and is just worried about what might happen if she has to leave you.
学校がなければね全部終わるまでどこかいい感じの場所に閉じ込めておくのに
Heck, if I had it my way, we wouldn't even let you go to school. We'd just keep you locked up in a nice room until this all blows over. I don't think she realizes how scary that sounded, coupled with her usual
あ
grin.
なたの言う通りかなちょっと息苦しいかも学校じゃもうちょっと気楽にしよっか
You're right, though. Maybe we have been suffocating you a bit too much. I think we can afford to at least ease up during school. Thank you. I let out a sigh. They're finally starting to listen to reason, if only a little. The bell rings, signifying the start of class. I pass by a disgruntled Hikari on the way to my own desk. She doesn't even look my way. Harsh. And I think this goes to exactly where I think it's going to go to. That is the end of the school day. Lunch break. Well, I'm going to take a lunch break of my own and call this a part when we come back next time. Lunch break. Till next time, guys. Later.